Hey, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday. And today we got another edition of the Monday Market Report. How is the coin market faring these days? Are we still on a bullish trend? Are people flocking to collectibles because, well, they're bored or they're enhancing a collection or something? Well, I can honestly say yes. Yeah, the market is still rather robust. Although this week's report, we only have 15 coins, and that's cool. But what I've seen and the general observation is that the higher quality pre 1950 coins are still being scooped up in really good numbers. Those particular sold hammered prices are still rather good. They're quite high, as a matter of fact. Although in this report, a few surprisers make the list. A few Lincoln pennies that I can't believe sold for the amount of money they did. And kind of a word of caution about those particular coins, especially if you're the type of person that's seeing the dollar signs and you want to take advantage of that kind of market. We will talk about that here momentarily. It's actually going to come up at the beginning of the video, out of all places. So all of the market activity this week is from great collections. Nothing of note to discuss from eBay world. Again, these are all post-1900 modern coins, all graded, being sold on the secondary market. And we also cover some of the bigger auction formats also. The big auction hosting companies like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, Legends. So usually when there's a big show like Heritage had a few weeks ago with the fun auction, we will discuss it on the Monday Market Report videos. All right, so this is for the week ending Valentine's Day 2021. How about we go ahead and jump right in? Thank you for all of your support of BlueRidgeSilverhound. Feel free to like, share, subscribe if you enjoy today's content. All right, so the first coin of the video, rather, is going to be one of those word of caution coins. This is a 1998 Lincoln Memorial set. This one grades up PCGS Mid-State 69 full red. It's quite beautiful. I haven't seen a coin quite this clean from the ultra modern era in quite a while. It used to be that you could go ahead and grade these things, and if you were able to hit the top pop and you pop that really well, it didn't used to be 69. Since its release, I think a top pop at the time was a 68. But what we have here is, without certain terms, a registry set bomb, which is what this is custom tailored for. Sold for $2,756.25. And it's hard to believe a coin of just the last 25 years, sells for this kind of money. I mean, you look at any top pop coin today, like the Lincoln Shield cents, and they sell for that $600, $700, $800, and that's what this coin used to sell for too. At kind of like the beginning age of registry set collecting. For those of you that see like the big dollar signs and figure, oh yeah, I could find one of these really easily, you might want to think again. Mid-State 69 is 1 point away from perfection. And seeing as how this is a business strike coin, finding one that is as immaculate as this example is going to be extremely difficult. I would say you would probably have a better chance of getting struck by lightning. I mean, that's the odds that we're talking about, considering that 98 was a very highly minted, very plentiful date to begin with. Again, just word of caution. This is a very, very near impossible grade to attain for this particular date, or any other date of the 90s, or any other date of the modern era. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. All right, and in case in point, here's another one right here too. Although there are a few more examples of a 1992 Lincoln Memorial in Mint State 69 red than the 98 that you saw previous. Again, this is what the beacon of near perfection looks like. If you look at this coin up and down, there's really nothing to see at this point that's going to dissuade you from saying, oh yeah, that's not 69. Yeah, it is. It's pure straight up near perfect grade. The coin is clean. It's like, the coin was struck and it was caught by Dove's hands as it was being ejected from the striking chamber. But this one right here, again, custom tailored for a registry set. I would never invest in these type of coins. This one sold for $1,013.62. Again, a little bit more plentiful, but yeah, this is made for a registry set, a points-based system. It's a bragger's delight if you're able to obtain some of these higher graded coins simply for points. All right, so not too far off, we got 1974. Again, this is another registry set coin. It's a beautiful coin, Mint State 68 for this one. You can tell a difference. There's a few little, doodads on the highest points of Lincoln's jacket, and that's what you would expect for a coin of this caliber. Beautiful, beautiful red. I think one of the things that stands out is that there are no carbon spots on this particular example, which is an affliction that was very prominent on earlier Lincolns, especially for those BU rolls that still exist out there. You never know where these rolls have been stored at. They could be from the southeast of the U.S. where there's a lot of humidity, and that also plays a toll on whether or not your coins are going to look like this. Again, few and far between. This coin here brought home a staggering $4,512.38. Again, word of caution. These modern Lincolns, not easy to grade or find in this condition state. All right, so we're a little bit older here. We are dipping our toes into the World War II era of coins, starting out with the 1941S Lincoln that you see here. This one grades NGC Mint State 68 red. Beautiful example. Again, another registry set coin. Not very investable, just because of, if the population counts explode in 68 red, or 69 was discovered, that would make the price of this one drop quite a bit. And this one sold for $3,487.50. I would imagine a few more at this particular grade level would drop the price of this coin probably by 15 to 20%. That's how delicate the good old pops will affect pricing when it comes to these ultra moderns. And then finally, the last Lincoln on the list is going to be a 1939. This one right here exhibits also some silvery yellowish toning on the periphery of the coin. However, it's still managed to grade out as a Mint State 67 plus full red. Usually tone coins will get bumped down to the next color level, which is red-brown. However, this one right here, it's pretty nice. Again, probably better suited for a registry set. It's also worth mentioning that this one is also CAC backed, and it is also the first coin on the list that is featured on the Sunset Collection Part 137. So yeah, they're still selling off some of that massive collection even to this day. This one sold for $1,766.25 for you. All right, we have nickels. They're all Buffalo nickels, and they are all beautiful. Man, good-looking coins here. So the first one is a 1935S. 1935S, in spite of its San Francisco minted heritage, is not particularly rare. I own a few of this particular date and mint mark in mint state condition. Actually, I have them on my next PCGS submission batch. However, this one right here is a PCGS Mint State 67. Beautiful, well struck, clean example right here. You got a little bit more luster on the obverse of the coin than you do the reverse, but still just an overall pleasing example. This one sold for $2,137.50. Beautiful. Here's a 34. We are still staying within the confines of the relatively higher minted dates. Anything I would say post 1928 is certainly fitting of that that kind of like target selection or group. But this one right here, 34p, is not a date that you normally see in this particular condition, and I'm glad to see this one here. It's a mid-state 67 by PCGS. And this example sold for $2,461.50, pretty similar to the previous coin for a Philadelphia struck example. All right, so we're getting into some true rarity territory. All right, so this is the one date of Buffalo nickel that has a mintage sub 1 million. It's like 900 some odd thousand pieces were produced of the 26S. This is no doubt about it, and make no mistake, is the big key date out of the series, and it occurs during a time when the Great Depression was happening. So few of these coins were preserved in mid-state condition. However, this one right here pops at a PCGS mid-state 64. So even at this grade level, this is a huge bomb of a coin. This could be seen as not only a registry set coin for someone that needs it, but this is probably the de facto investment piece. Feel comfortable that when you buy a coin of this nature, that it is going to be worth at least what you spend for it or more. Okay, and that comes in due time. The 26S is generally weakly struck. All right, you can see a lot of that right here on the obverse, like the braid area right here is very flat. You can even see it on the reverse. The highest points of the devices are generally the parts that don't strike up nearly as well for this date. So what did this one sell for? How about $10,870.88? There you go. That's the one right there. And it's also got some pretty nice original toning as well. Here's another one that has some toning. It looks like it appears to be an old album coin at one point. So yeah, check your albums. You never know when something like this is going to exist in there from an old collection. This is a 1919 Philadelphia. This is a P-minted coin, PCGS, mint state 67. Delicious, delicious coin if you were going to own something that has quite a bit of eye appeal. And I'm not going to say it's not going to break the bank, because even some of these earlier 19 teens Buffaloes can be rather pricey at certain grade levels. For example, this one sold for $7,637.62. Prefacing what I had talked about at the beginning of the video, again, some of the obsolete, still modern age of coins are extremely desirable right now. Buffalo nickels is one of those. And speaking of desirable, okay, Mercury dimes, again, another series that's being scooped up at the highest grade levels. And you're going to see a little bit of a trend here. We have a 1945 Micro S. So this has the tiny punched S mint mark on the reverse of the coin. This one is a NGC mint state 68. And it's also CAC backed as well. One thing that you'll notice on this coin is that it doesn't have full bands. All right. And that's going to be the case for the next couple coins as well. People are flocking for what they consider to be the second wave or tier 2 of coins of that particular series. So let's say the full bands coins have been drying up in the marketplace, or they are prohibitively too expensive to own. People will look for coins like this, where the numerical grade is at its highest, irrespective to its strike designation. All right, so this one right here is a great example of that. It's also a sunset piece, all right, for the collection they're selling. And it sold for $1,757.25. I think what really gives this one an extra nod for desirability is that toning. All right, you have a nice swath of kind of like that steel blue toning on this one that I think a lot of people like. A lot of people like that originality. And then you have the nebulous kind of like colored toning that's more targeted in the middle of the coin. But that's a really nice, well looking coin. And then we have another non-full bands coin here. This one is a 1930, so we're getting a little bit earlier in date here. PCGS, mint state 67 plus. You got some toning on there as well to complete the look. This one here brought home $1,419.75. Beautiful, beautiful example. And as you can see, it's collectors and investors are okay with the little bit weaker struck coins such as this. And the same goes for this one. Now, when we get to the mid-20s in Mercury dimes, and specifically Denver and San Francisco minted coins, this is where the availability becomes very nil in the marketplace across the board. And when I talk about that, either well-struck, full bands, mid-state coins, or mid-state coins that have a little bit weaker strike. Now, this one is awfully close. There must be a little weakness here on the left side of the bands, which prevented this particular example from being a full split band coin. However, it's an NGC mint-state 65, which seems like a rather middle-of-the-road pedestrian type of grade, and it kind of is. But again, for a 20s Mercury, it's superb. And because of that, it sold for $1,723.50. And to give you an idea of just the price discrepancy between this coin and one that is well struck with full split bands, we're talking about maybe a ×3 to ×4 price difference. So this could be like a $5,000 to $6,000 coin with the full split bands in a 65. So it's that close. But really nice coin, as either a type, an investment piece, and maybe even a registry set piece if that person doesn't have it. All right, we have two quarters on the list. The first one here is a 1960D, and I think the big buying proposition with this one is going to be the toning. There's a lot of mossy green, kind of like that peach red rose color that's in there. It's a little bit of yellows. I even see that as well. But this is just one of those dates that's really, really hard to find in grades above mint state 65. These were made in large quantities, yes. But finding one that is as clean as this one is proven to be quite tough for those that are looking for it. This one is an NGC mint state 67. I'm sure it got a grade bump because of the toning. CAC certified. And this one is also a Sunset Collection piece. Sold for $2,193.75. All right, the second quarter here. Believe it or not, this one's huge. All right, it's a 1932. It's a Philadelphia coin. All right, so it's not a Denver or San Francisco, first of all, which is, when you're talking about high-valued coins, you usually think about 32S and the 32D as being the two coins that are the key date of the series that will usually garner the biggest bids and the most amount of money for what it is. However, this one right here is not one to sleep on. It's a PCGS mint state 67, and here's what's really gonna blow you away: the price sold for $9,009, which kind of puts it into that, price level of what a Denver or San Francisco minted high grade example goes for. Yeah, pretty crazy. It's also worth noting that this is also another Sunset piece. It's actually the last on the list, and it does feature a little bit of toning. Nothing that's super crazy, but that is also on there as well. All right, and the last coin on the list is going to be your cherry picker's kind of target. All right, this is a delight for anyone that wants to pursue this type of coin. It's a 65 candy half dollar. This is a special mint set coin, grades mint state 67 by NGC, and it's also an ultra cameo. All right, so this one has what appears to be just rather striking frosted devices, offset or contrasted by the black mirrored fields, which is what you don't normally see on the special mint set coins. Okay, obviously the special mint set is a replacement to the proof set that the U.S. Mint decided not to do. And then because of a public outcry of the fact that proof sets wouldn't be included for 65 and beyond, they decide last minute to do kind of like a hybrid, which is a proof / business strike coin. And if you've seen any of the other regular special mint set coins, they don't usually look like this. So this is going to be a heck of a cherry pick, dependent on how many of these sets you go through. And it takes quite a few. I found my fair share of ultra cameos or deep cameos in the past. However, I've had to look through, maybe a few thousand special mint sets over the course of the last 10, 15 years in order to find some of those coins. So, the special mint sets themselves are not particularly expensive. They go for like $8 to $10, at your local coin shop. You could probably even get a better deal if you buy in quantity. But these are always a favorite for someone looking to make a quick buck. And I'm telling you, the money's real on these ultra cameo SMS coins. This one right here sold for $3,375. So that's just a kind of like a general dangling carrot, so to speak, of the possibilities of searching through these. Now, the Kennedy is the most desirable, and I would say the Lincoln Cent is maybe number 2 on the list for ultra cameo, like high-end rarities that you want to find. But this one right here, just a stunner. And that's going to go ahead and do it for you on this Monday morning. I know it's a holiday, so if you guys are taking the day off, relax, have a good one. For those of you that are still punching the old time clock, drive safe. There's a lot of slippery roads out there from what I've seen over the weekend. And you guys take care. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Coinaholics, it was a pleasure. We are discovering together. You guys take care. Have a great week, and I will see you on the next coin video. So long.